The phrase history and pen evokes the idea of recording or documenting historical events through writing. Throughout history, various forms of writing instruments have played crucial roles in preserving and transmitting knowledge. Here are some key points on how history has been recorded in writing. Ancient writing systems. Cuneiform, developed by the Sumerians around 3400 BCE, cuneiform was one of the earliest writing systems, used primarily for record-keeping and administrative purposes. Hieroglyphs. Ancient Egyptians used hieroglyphic writing, which combined logographic and alphabetic elements to record religious texts, historical events, and administrative details. Classical manuscripts, papyrus and parchment. In the ancient Mediterranean world, texts were written on papyrus, made from reeds, and later on parchment, which is animal skin. Important works, such as those by Homer and Aristotle, were preserved in these materials. Medieval manuscripts. During the Middle Ages, manuscripts were often copied by hand in monastic scriptoria. Illuminated manuscripts, richly decorated with gold and colors, were created for religious and scholarly purposes. The invention of the pen quill, pens, used from around the 6th century CE, quill pens made from feathers became the primary writing instrument in Europe. They were used to create beautifully written documents and manuscripts. Fountain pens. Invented in the 19th century, fountain pens revolutionized writing by providing a steady flow of ink and reducing the need for frequent dipping. Modern advances. The 19th and 20th centuries saw the rise of typewriters and later computers, which further transformed writing and documentation processes. These tools made it easier to produce and duplicate written materials efficiently. Digital era. Today, digital technologies allow for the easy creation, editing, and dissemination of historical documents. Online archives and databases have made historical research more accessible. Throughout these developments, the act of writing has been fundamental in recording human history, preserving knowledge and communicating across generations. The ballpoint pen, a staple of modern writing instruments, has a fascinating history that spans several centuries. Here's a chronological overview of its development from the 17th to the 20th century. 17th to 19th century early innovations. In the 17th century, the concept of using a ball to transfer ink to paper was first explored. The idea of a ball bearing as a writing implement was suggested in various patents, but practical applications were not yet realized. Now, moving to the 19th century. In the 1850s, the first recorded patents for ballpoint pens were filed. These early designs used a metal ball to draw ink from a reservoir to the writing surface, but they were often unreliable and prone to leakage. In 1888, John J. Loud patented a ballpoint pen design intended for marking barrels. It used a rotating ball to apply ink, but it was not a commercial success as a writing instrument. Early 20th century development and patents. In the 1930s, specifically in 1938, Laszlo Biro, a Hungarian-Argentinian journalist, and his brother Georg Biro developed a more practical ballpoint pen. Laszlo Biro was frustrated with fountain pens smudging and running out of ink, leading him to invent a pen with a tiny ball bearing that rotated as the pen moved, drawing ink from a reservoir onto the paper. This design was significantly more reliable and less prone to smudging. By 1939, the Biro brothers' pen was patented, and the first commercial production began. The pen was further developed by the American company Eversharp, which marketed it as the Biro pen in the US. Mid-20th century commercial success and innovation. In the 1940s, specifically in 1945, the ballpoint pen gained widespread popularity during World War II, when it was used by pilots and soldiers due to its reliability and ease of use compared to fountain pens. Then, in the 1950s and 1950, the Bic company, founded by Marcel Bich in France, introduced the Bic Cristal, a disposable ballpoint pen. This pen became incredibly popular due to its affordability, reliability, and ease of use. It featured a clear barrel, allowing users to see the remaining ink. Late 20th century refinement and global dominance. From the 1960s to the 1980s, the ballpoint pen continued to evolve with improvements in ink formulations and pen design. In the 1960s, advances included various tip sizes, ergonomic grips, and additional features like retractable points. By the 1970s, the ballpoint pen had become ubiquitous worldwide, with numerous brands and styles available. It replaced fountain pens as the dominant writing instrument due to its convenience and low maintenance. Summary. The ballpoint pen's journey from early prototypes to a global writing instrument illustrates a progression from simple mechanical ideas to complex, refined designs. Innovations throughout the 20th century transformed it into a practical and reliable tool, making it an essential item in everyday life. Robotic technology has increasingly been integrated into various aspects of manufacturing, including the production of pens. Here's a list of how robotics and automation are used in pen manufacturing, including types of machines and processes. 1. Injection molding machines, purpose used to produce plastic components of the pen, such as the barrel, cap, and grip. Robotic integration. Robots are often used for removing molded parts from the machine, placing them on conveyors, or transferring them to the next stage of production. 2. Assembly robots. Purpose: assemble various components of the pen, such as inserting the refill, attaching the nib, and assembling the barrel and cap. Robotic integration robots equipped with precise grippers and sensors perform tasks such as inserting refills into barrels, aligning parts, and performing quality checks. 3. Ink filling machines. Purpose: fill the pen's ink reservoir or cartridge with ink. Robotic integration. Robots or automated systems are used to handle ink cartridges, ensure accurate filling, and perform sealing operations. 4. Quality control systems. Purpose: inspect the finished pens for defects and ensure they meet quality standards. Robotic integration. Vision systems and robotic arms are used for automated inspection of pens to check for issues like defects in the print, inconsistent ink flow, or misalignment of parts. 5. Packaging machines. Purpose: package pens into boxes or other forms of packaging. Robotic integration. Robots handle the pens, place them into packaging, and apply labels. They also handle bulk packaging and palletizing. 6. Laser engraving machines. Purpose: engrave or print logos and text on the pen. Robotic integration. Robots or automated systems position pens accurately for laser engraving, ensuring precise and consistent marking. 7. Automated storage and retrieval systems. Purpose: manage inventory of components and finished products. Robotic integration. Automated systems with robotic arms or automated guided vehicles, AGVs, handle storage, retrieval, and transportation of materials and finished pens. 8. Robotic arm-based handling systems. Purpose: move and handle various pen components throughout the manufacturing process. Robotic integration. Robotic arms equipped with specialized end effectors handle components during different stages of production, including assembly and quality control. 9. Capping and closing machines. Purpose: attach and secure caps onto pens. Robotic integration. Robots or automated systems perform the capping process, ensuring that caps are securely attached and aligned properly. 10. Refill insertion machines. Purpose: insert ink refills into the pen bodies. Robotic integration. Robots handle refills and place them into the pens with precision, often using vision systems to ensure correct placement. Key benefits of robotics in pen manufacturing. Increased efficiency. Robots can perform repetitive tasks faster and more accurately than human workers. Consistency. Automated systems ensure consistent quality and reduce the likelihood of human error. Flexibility. Modern robotic systems can be reprogrammed for different tasks, making them versatile for various production needs. Cost reduction. Automation reduces labor costs and increases production speed, potentially lowering overall manufacturing costs. Conclusion: robotic technology plays a crucial role in modern pen manufacturing, improving efficiency, accuracy, and consistency. From molding and assembly to packaging and quality control, robots are integral to optimizing the production process and ensuring high-quality output. 11th to 12th century. The era of manuscripts. Quill pens were made from bird feathers, typically goose or swan, with the nib fashioned from the hollow end. These quills were used for writing manuscripts, legal documents, and correspondence. They were critical for the spread of knowledge, the administration of states, and personal communication. Quill pens allowed for the production of beautifully handwritten manuscripts, including religious texts, scientific works, and literature. This was a time of significant intellectual and cultural development, including the early stages of the Renaissance. Parchment made from animal skin and later paper made from recycled textiles were used as writing surfaces. The use of parchment and early paper enabled the preservation of documents and knowledge, contributing to education and the administration of various institutions. 13th to 14th century. Expansion of knowledge and communication. Early versions of fountain pens were conceptualized, although they were rudimentary and not widely used. More efficient than quills in some cases, these pens had a reservoir to hold ink, reducing the need for frequent dipping. These early fountain pens were used by scholars and clerks, aiding in the documentation of scholarly works and the expansion of administrative systems. Monastic scriptoria were rooms dedicated to the copying of manuscripts. Scriptoria facilitated the spread of literature and scholarly knowledge, preserving texts that would later influence Renaissance thought. 15th to 16th century, the Renaissance and the rise of printing. Johannes Gutenberg's invention of the movable type printing press around 1440 revolutionized the production of books. The printing press made books more accessible, promoting literacy and the spread of knowledge. This era saw a dramatic increase in the availability of written material, which was instrumental in the spread of Renaissance ideas and the Reformation. By the late 16th century, more sophisticated fountain pens with improved ink reservoirs began to appear. These pens were used by educated individuals, including writers, scholars, and officials, to document and communicate ideas and administrative decisions. Enhanced writing tools contributed to the efficiency of writing and record-keeping, supporting the burgeoning fields of science, literature, and administration. Broader impact on life. Education and literacy writing instruments such as quills and early fountain pens played a crucial role in education by making the process of writing more efficient and accessible. The spread of literacy was instrumental in the intellectual and cultural advancements of the time. Administration and governance, effective record-keeping and communication tools enabled more efficient administration of governments and businesses. This was vital for the growth of states and the functioning of complex bureaucracies, cultural and scientific advancement. The ability to record and disseminate knowledge contributed to the Renaissance and the scientific revolution. The availability of written texts facilitated the exchange of ideas and the advancement of science, philosophy, and art. In summary, while the ballpoint pen itself was not in use during the 11th to 16th centuries, the evolution of writing instruments during this period had a profound impact on education, communication, and the dissemination of knowledge. The evolution of the ballpoint pen has seen several types and innovations over time. Here's a chronological overview of the major types and developments in ballpoint pens from their inception to the present day, early 20th century. Inception and early variants. Early ballpoint pens, 1930s, Laszlo Biro's original design, 1938. The initial ballpoint pen, designed by Laszlo Biro, featured a small ball bearing at the tip that rotated as the pen moved, drawing ink from a reservoir. This was a significant improvement over fountain pens in terms of reliability and convenience. First commercial models, 1940s, Eversharp's Biro pen. Early commercial models were marketed by Eversharp and other companies. These pens were relatively expensive and often had issues with ink flow and smudging. Mid-20th century, refinement and popularization. Bic Cristal, 1950, Bic Crystal. Introduced by Marcel Bisch, this disposable ballpoint pen became one of the most popular and recognizable pens worldwide. It featured a clear barrel allowing users to see the ink level and was known for its affordability and reliability. Retractable ballpoint pens, 1960s. Push-button mechanism. The development of retractable ballpoint pens, which featured a push-button mechanism to extend and retract the pen tip, made them more convenient and portable. This design helped to reduce ink drying and accidental leaks. Late 20th century advanced designs and special features. Multifunction pens, 1970s. Multicolor and multifunction pens. Some ballpoint pens were designed with multiple colors of ink or additional functions, such as a pen combined with a stylus or highlighter. These pens catered to a variety of needs in both professional and personal settings. Luxury and designer ballpoint pens, 1980. High-end models. During this period, luxury brands like Montblanc and Parker introduced high-end ballpoint pens with premium materials, intricate designs, and enhanced writing performance. These pens often featured high-quality metal barrels and advanced ink systems. 21st century innovations and sustainability. Eco-friendly and refillable pens, 2000s, sustainable designs. There has been a growing focus on environmental impact, leading to the development of refillable ballpoint pens made from recycled or biodegradable materials. Companies have introduced pens designed to reduce waste and promote sustainability. Ergonomic and specialized pens, 2010s to present. Ergonomic designs. Modern ballpoint pens often feature ergonomic grips, balanced weights, and smooth ink flow for a more comfortable writing experience. Specialized designs include pens for specific uses, such as fine-tip pens for detailed work or pens with built-in digital components like styluses for touchscreen devices. Smart pens and hybrid pens, 2020s. Digital integration. Some of the latest innovations include smart pens that can digitize handwritten notes and integrate with digital devices. These pens often use special paper or sensors to capture and transfer handwriting into digital formats. Summary. The ballpoint pen has evolved significantly since its invention, with each era introducing new features and designs to enhance functionality, comfort, and sustainability. From the early designs of the 1930s to the high-tech and eco-friendly options of today, the ballpoint pen continues to be a crucial tool for writing and communication. Ballpoint pens and ink pens, often referring to fountain pens, are two distinct types of writing instruments, each with its own history, mechanism, and characteristics. Here's a comparison of their differences and historical development. Ballpoint pen versus ink pen. Key differences: mechanism and functionality. Ballpoint pen mechanism uses a tiny ball bearing in the pen's tip that rotates as you write. This ball draws ink from a reservoir and deposits it onto the paper. Ink delivery. The ink is typically a quick-drying, oil-based formula that is less prone to smudging. Usage, known for its reliability, smooth writing, and minimal maintenance. It doesn't require refilling as often and is less prone to leakage. Ink pen, fountain pen mechanism, uses a nib, a pointed metal tip, to draw ink from a reservoir or cartridge onto the paper. The ink flows through the nib via capillary action. Ink delivery. Fountain pens use liquid ink, which can be water-based or dye-based. The ink is often more fluid and can take longer to dry. Usage offers a different writing experience with more variability in line thickness and style. Requires regular refilling and maintenance. History, ballpoint pen history. Early concepts, 17th century. Early concepts of ballpoint pens were proposed, but practical applications were limited. 1888, John J. Loud patented an early ballpoint pen designed for marking barrels. It used a rotating ball but was not widely adopted for writing. 1930s, Laszlo Biro developed a practical ballpoint pen design with a tiny ball bearing to transfer ink efficiently. His design was the basis for modern ballpoint pens. 1938, patent and commercial production. Laszlo Biro's pen was patented and commercial production began, significantly improving the reliability and convenience of writing instruments. 1950s, Bic Crystal, introduced by Marcel Bich. This disposable ballpoint pen became widely popular due to its affordability and ease of use. Late 20th century innovations, features like retractable tips, multicolor ink options, and ergonomic designs were introduced. 21st century smart pens and eco-friendly models. New developments include pens that can digitize handwriting and environmentally sustainable options. Ink pen, fountain pen history. Early versions, ancient times, writing instruments similar to fountain pens date back to ancient civilizations using reed pens and quills. Middle Ages, quill pens. The quill pen, made from bird feathers, became the primary writing instrument, with its tip being cut to control ink flow. 19th century, early fountain pens. The first functional fountain pens were developed, featuring a reservoir that held ink and fed it to the nib. Early models were often impractical due to leakage and inconsistent ink flow. 1884, Lewis Waterman. 19th century, early fountain pens. The first functional fountain pens were developed, featuring a reservoir that held ink and fed it to the nib. Early models were often impractical due to leakage and inconsistent ink flow. 1884, Lewis Waterman. patented a fountain pen with an improved ink feed system that greatly enhanced reliability and usability. Early 20th century refinement and popularity fountain pens became more reliable with advancements in nib design and ink feed mechanisms. Brands like Parker and Montblanc gained prominence. Mid-20th century mass-production fountain pens continued to be popular, but the introduction of ballpoint pens began to shift the market. 21st century luxury and specialty pens. Fountain pens are now often considered luxury items and are appreciated for their craftsmanship and writing experience. They remain popular among enthusiasts and collectors. Summary: ballpoint pens, known for their reliability, minimal maintenance, and ease of use. They became widely popular in the mid-20th century and are used extensively in everyday writing tasks. Ink pens, fountain pens, known for their smooth writing experience and variability in line width. They have a rich history dating back to ancient times and are still cherished by writing enthusiasts for their elegance and personalization. Both types of pens have unique histories and characteristics that make them suitable for different writing needs and preferences. A heartfelt thanks to our subscribers. Dear subscribers, we wanted to take a moment to express our deepest gratitude for your continued support and dedication. Your subscription and engagement with our newsletter mean the world to us. Your feedback, enthusiasm, and loyalty drive us to constantly improve and bring you the latest and most exciting updates. We're thrilled to have you as part of our community and are committed to delivering valuable content that you'll love. Thank you for being a vital part of our journey. We look forward to bringing you more news, insights, and updates in the future.